Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back to my parlour. I'm here today with help. I know I need help in a certain area of my life, and I've been hesitant about acquiring that help or even asking for that help. And I've been putting it off for quite some time because I think I can still do that. I don't need any help. But my daughter recognised the need for that help, so she's organised it for me, which is such a loving thing to do. But now I'm at a crossroad because I know I'll be grateful when that help arrives and I can utilise that help, most definitely, most assuredly. But I'm scared of accepting that help, of having someone else coming into my life to do something for me that I used to be able to do confidently, capably, and capably. I don't know what the word is. But knowing now that I do need that help and it's coming, it's sort of like a catch-22 for me because I need it, I know it, and I'm grateful for it. But how do I accept it? How do I accept that help? And how do I allow myself to have that help? Because that's what it is. It's a pride thing, and I think sometimes we are too prideful to ask for help. Or we feel as though it's lessening of our ability, lessening of ourselves to accept that help, let alone ask for it. I mean, blimey, who asks for help these days? Who wants to ask for help in this society when we think that we can do everything? And I've done everything since, I was able to do things for myself. But this particular area of my life I do need help in, and my daughter has arranged it. So, how do I accept it? How do I allow myself to let go of my pride long enough to give in and receive? And I'll talk about self-love here and self-appreciation and self-reliance too, but sometimes we just need to know that the best thing we can do for ourselves is to accept the help that arrives. So today, if you're seeking help or you have to ask for help but you don't know how to ask for help, let's find out what kind of help is coming. And I want to ask you a question too to think about in regards to this. Now, don't be worried about what it says on the front, confident woman. My readings are for any gender, so it doesn't matter whether you're male, female, they, them. I don't know the acronyms for all the most genders these days, so I'm just going to say my readings are for everyone. But sometimes I do say he, sometimes I do say she, and it's not to limit anyone who watches my videos. Okay, anyone here is safe to come to my videos and safe enough to take the information that comes through in whatever form that they wish to do. So okay, so let's get that out of the way. And you can choose 1, 2 or 3 for the tarot decks, and I'll give you one of these cards to answer a question in regards to this area of help. Is it coming through for you? What will be coming through for you? How do you ask for it? That sort of thing. Whatever comes through for me in these readings, hoping it is relevant for you. If it's not, you've got 3 choices. You can take a bit of everything if you want to. It's entirely up to you. It is your reading. So let's pour a cup of tea. To wet our whistles to get the energy flowing, and then we'll see what might be coming through for you when you choose 1, 2 or 3. So number 1, let's have a look at your deck, the Weird Cat Tarot, and see what might be coming through for you. First of all, let's have a look at your question. Remembering this is for anybody, whatever gender you are. So your question number 1, regarding help. and allowing yourself to actually ask for and to receive. What question does number one need to ask themselves? Okay, the question is, drum roll. Oh, beautiful. I just love it. What if I love and accept myself as I am right now? Warts and all. Oh, beautiful. I love that question for you, number one. It just seems to be sitting right for me. So let's have a look and see what kind of help is coming through for you. What kind of help will be received from number one? What kind of help will be received? You just love this colour. It's just so vibrant, so happy, and yes, totally weird. Be able and free and confident enough to be weird if you want to. Be your kind of weird, and there are others who appreciate your kind of weird, truly. There's a weird tribe for everyone, no matter what we are or who we are, especially if you can accept and love yourself as you are right now. Make those changes needed to bring yourself into that person, bring yourself into that thought process of being exactly where you are right now and happy in your skin as you are right now, and make the changes necessary. If you're not quite fitting in with yourself, don't worry about what other people want you to fit into. You fit into what skin that you want, and do whatever you can to make that skin feel right for you, to make your body feel right for you, for your mind to feel right for you, for your soul to be satisfied with what is happening for you. And if that involves asking for help, then so be it. I think sometimes, and you know, I've just told you my story, we need to allow ourselves to be helped. And it's nothing wrong with us as a person, and there's no need to feel, I don't know, vulnerable, or I don't know, just ask for help. And I think whatever help it comes is what is perfect for you, especially when it's received in love and acceptance. Temperance. Five of Pentacles. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, the Five of Pentacles is telling me that you feel as though no one understands who you are right now. That perhaps you're changing, perhaps you're developing, perhaps you've accustomed yourself to a change is coming, but you haven't quite made those changes yet, and you feel as though perhaps that they're not going to be well met. But that comes down to temperance. It comes down to being able to balance your needs, and yeah, sometimes we need to balance what happens within society. Sometimes society needs to catch up with what's happening around, with everybody happening. You know, life is changing, the world is changing, and people's attitudes are slowly adapting to those changes. And I think we need the temperance. We need to understand that, yes, you are who you are, but people out there may not understand that. So gently perhaps advise them or show them who you are, keeping mindful of your own safety, of your own needs, your own emotional stability here, but show people who you are within a balanced framework of what it is. And then perhaps you will then come out of despondency or the fear that you don't quite fit in, because you do. And I think we just need to trust too that other people will see us the way that we want them to see us, and to approve. Yes, we seek approval of people out there, and I know it's also well to accept ourselves in our own skin, but we do seek approval in society, and do that as gently and as affirmatively as you can within your own confidence level. Does that make sense to you today? And you have the Queen of Wands. Oh, she's a vibrant, beautiful energy. Male or female, doesn't really matter. It's the energy that I'm trying to bring across here. She is or he or she, I'm just saying she because it is the Queen. She's the energy of action. She's the energy of I am happy with who I am and I'm proud to move forward with that. So she could be someone that you approach for help, and she will guide you in the best of her ability to make the process of help and the gaining of that help and the receiving of that help as much as possible. Does that make sense to you today? So go forth, balance who you are with what you want and who you need, because you do have the Temperance card, and you couldn't see them down there, could you? That's my bad. Sorry about that. So the Temperance card is a very good card about balance, internally, externally. Does that make sense to you today? And then you have the Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, which indicates that there is a tribe for you, there is support for you. And I think the Queen of Wands is going to be that help for you. So I'm hoping, yes, things seems to be positive for you, that you're moving outside of that realm and moving into the positivity. Does that make sense for you today, number one? I hope so. You are worthy of all the success that you desire. So can you live with who you are right now? Can you accept that? What if you do that? What changes could happen for you? So thank you, number one. Number two, if you chose the Unicorn Tarot, let's have a look and see what might be coming through for you, what form of help is coming through for you. First of all, I'd like you to answer a question if you so desire. You can journal it if you want to, or just keep it in the back of your mind, whatever it is that you want to do today. Okay, what's the appropriate question for number two, please? Who's seeking help? Who's questioning whether or not they need help, or wondering how to ask for help or how to receive it? What is the best question for them, please? For them to consider. What does number two need to consider today? Oh, lots of things. It's really jumping out today. Let's find out the question though. What if I gradually calm myself? So do you feel as though you're trapped? You feel as though you can't quite make ends meet, or you can't quite see the forest for the trees? What if you calm yourself? Allow yourself to be centered, to feel as though there is an escape, there is somewhere else to go. There are answers, and there is help for you. So calm yourself, center yourself, and let's see what kind of help is on its way for you. What kind of help is on its way for number two, please? In the midst of chaos, how does number two become calm and able and willing to accept help? What help is on its way? What help is on its way? Let's have a look. Can you see those? I have to draw back a little bit, I think. Sorry, a bit bumpy. Is that better? Yeah, I think so, maybe. Yeah. Okay, the first card is the Wheel of Fortune. Good card. The Ten of Swords. Don't be scared of that card. And the Nine of Cups. Successful card. How do you remain calm? How do you calm yourself? Realize that sometimes if there has been an ending, or you have been worried about something, that you're overthinking something, that you keep going over and over, you rehash in your mind the same thing over and over again, and it keeps you struggling, it keeps you tight, and it keeps you confined if sometimes you overthink something. And I think that's what the Ten of Swords is coming through for. The help is going to be coming through for you, and it will help you ease those thoughts. It will help you let go of things that are no longer relevant, but you keep rehashing them because somewhere along the line you think, if I did something different would have happened. Sorry to say it, but it didn't. What happened happened, and however distraught that brings in, how distraught you feel about that, I'm not lessening that, but I'm just saying that it is over and you can't rehash what happened, but you can think about how you can proceed from here, so those horrible doubts disintegrate, they just disappear, they just out into the ether, because that's what's needed at the moment for you, number two. You need the help to help you sort through those thoughts. If you can't let go of them, perhaps ask for help professionally, perhaps, or through a friend or someone that you trust totally, that you can be open and honest. They'll just listen, and they will not offer any advice. They will just listen for you to get all those thoughts out, and then that will clear, and you'll be able to see the positivity of what might be happening here at the moment, and you'll be able to feel happy again, you'll be able to feel contented again, that you can get on with your life. So the help that you need at the moment, it's something that you need to help you, because there's so much more that you're capable of. There's so much more potential within your existence at the moment. I don't know, the universe is not letting me know what that might be, but you're certainly on the up, and you're sort of partially to the top, but you're still alternating, you know, and it's time perhaps for you to be able to let go of what it is that's holding you back. See, the Wheel of Fortune is just flying around all over the place. It really is quite interesting at the moment, because I don't know, the universe is not letting me know, but the potential for you to lead a fulfilling life is it's there, and you can escape your thoughts, and you can escape the situation that's holding you back. It's a really good indication that things are happening for you, because you have so much potential here. You're asking for help. It's coming through a friend. There's also a way that you can get rid of all the thoughts in your head and clarify them if you wanted to try it. Find yourself a notebook with plenty of pages, and put a pen in your hand, or pencil, whatever you want to write with, and just start writing. Even you start with a dot and then continue on from there, and just write and write and write and write until you feel as though you've written all that you can. And I can assure you, by the end of that, you reach the end of those pages, how many pages you've left yourself, you will be able to clarify what the real issue is, and from there you can then work on how to bring stability, happiness, contentment back into your life. yeah, sure, there'll still be problems, and you need to deal with those because you've brought them all up in your writing or in your thought processes or your sharing of those thought processes. But the ability to see them calmly brings about the solution for you. And I think the solution is the most important thing for you, isn't it? You want to be able to understand it, and you may not be able to solve it straight away, even if you do seek help. But the process is the beginning. And so long as you keep moving forward, I think you'll find that contentment again. So hopefully it's helped you. Number 2. Number 3. Yay. You chose this deck. Let's find out what help is arriving, what help you need perhaps, or how to receive that help. The most generous way to show yourself self-love. So let's have a look at the cards and see what might be happening here. First of all, I want to give you a question to think about, to journal perhaps, or just to keep in mind. Ask yourself, okay, what does number 3 need to know in regards to self-help, asking for help, seeking help, receiving help? What is the best question to prompt the help necessary for number 3, please? Number 3, what's going on? I feel a bit of a blockage here. It's definitely something deeper than I'm aware of at the moment. I'm not going to pry into that deepness. It's not my part to pry into that deepness or to what help that you need, but the need and the question is here. Let's find out what it is. Interesting for you, number 3. I find this one quite deep, but I find it quite positive too. I'll read it out. What if I trust in my ability to handle whatever life brings me? So is this about self-help, or even just acknowledging that there is an issue but you're not quite ready yet to ask for that help? And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. We can acknowledge the need for help and try and solve it ourselves, or try and solve it with someone that we trust completely, implicitly. If you can find someone that you can trust implicitly, can you ask, not so much for help perhaps, but just for some guidance, some understanding? What would you do in my situation kind of scenario, or hypothetical situation here? What would you do? Could be coming through here as well. But what if you trust your ability to handle whatever life brings you? Self-reliance comes through here quite strongly. You're very self-aware. You're very confident, very independent, it seems to be coming through here. And perhaps you're not quite ready to ask for help, or maybe you don't want help just yet until you come to the crossroad when you think, I can't go any further on my own. Let's have a look and see what might be coming through for you. We'll shuffle the cards. I like your positivity, number 3. I really do. I appreciate your positivity. I appreciate your need to work things out on your own first. Truly I do. I've been there, done that as well. And it works for quite some time, and you can, I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying through my own experience, you can self-medicate if you want to, and you can read all the self-help books that you want to, and you can go to support groups and things like that, and they're all fine and they work, and sometimes that is enough. But there comes time too when there's a line drawn, and how far away is that line for you at the moment where you really need to overstep that and seek out help. And I'm not saying that you'd have to, it's not, it's just saying that that is a possibility, and are you aware of that, or have you buried your head in the sand a little bit? Saying that as gently as I can. Because I admire your ability to handle things on your own. I wish we could all do that. I really do. The Six of Swords, good indication that it's working. The Five of Cups, still a good indication. The Three of Wands, perfect indication that things are going to work out well for you. And I think self-help is the way for you to move forward, definitely here, because you're recognizing that you've lost something, that something has derailed your life here at the moment, but you can see the possibilities, can't you? You can see the road opening for you, and you can see where you need to go, and what you need to do, what you need to learn, what you need to accomplish, and you're not wallowing in that self-pity. You're emerging from the depths of whatever it is, and you can see the possibilities here, and you're moving away from the past, and you're bringing in more positive energy, and you're about to lower the anchor and settle down, but you're not quite ready yet, but you're still moving, and that's the good thing. You've got the light guiding you here, saying that you're going in the right direction, you're leaving everything that you no longer need behind. And that's a very positive action card for me here, indicating that you're not quite ready to let go, to drop the anchor just yet, but you're quite happy to progress at your own rate, and to be your own guide, to be your own self-help, and that's perfectly okay. But you know, and I'm thinking that you sense it right down to the depths of your belly, that there is help out there should you need it. Should you need it. And I think that's a good option for us to have, the ability to know and understand that the help is there should you need it. And I think that's really important to acknowledge, and I think you have. You've brought yourself to that point. You've travelled enough now to bring yourself to the point where you know that you have the ability now to move forward. And there's the Three of Wands is a fantastic card for knowing that there is a future out there. There's more out there than what you have right now, and you're seeking that beautifully. I think all the help that you need is within you, but you do know that should you need that, it's out there, and you can traverse the chaos at the moment and find yourself in calmer waters and a better future for yourself. More positivity is coming your way, and you can handle whatever life brings you. So I think in a way you are already asking for help. You're watching this video, so you know that you've been asking for help and you're wanting it. Perhaps, hopefully, this is enough for you to know that you're headed in the right direction, that your own form of self-help is working. Does that make sense to you today, number 3? I hope so. It gives you some positivity that you're headed in the right direction. So thank you so very much for tuning in. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I hope that was helpful for you. It's a bit deeper than I thought. It's a bit of a deep dive, wasn't it? But I like deep dives sometimes. I'm just in the mood for a bit of a deep dive. I've been cleaning out and clearing out, waiting for my help to arrive. And they will be arriving. I think it's a lady. My daughter's asked for a lady to come to help me. I feel more comfortable with a woman. But, you know, I've put it off for so long. And it's funny, the people that I help with the same problem, I can help them, but I can't help myself. And it's a bit of a weird thing to say it, because I'm doing what I need help for myself, for others. And I know how hard it was for them to accept my help. And I'm now in exactly the same position as asking for the help that I need. And people say to me, yeah, but you do that already, don't you? Why can't you do it for yourself? Because I can't. I can no longer do that for myself. Does that make sense to anybody out there? Does anybody having that same problem they can do for others, but to do it for themselves, it's impossible, or it's just so daunting, a thought, and it makes you cry sometimes, and because you feel like a failure, but you're not a failure. I'm not a failure because I'm asking for help and accepting that help. Doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't make me useless. It doesn't make me anything other than who I am, in need of help, and giving myself the permission to say, hey, I need help, and to accept it, and to thank my daughter for giving me that opportunity. So if that is possible for you and you're on the verge of asking for help, don't be ashamed of it. Go for it, ask for it, and be willing to accept it, and know that your life will be easier. And what that help help gives you, you can fill it with something that you really need and appreciate for yourself. So it gives you the time, perhaps, or the energy. Sometimes it's energy that you need help with, physical things. Sometimes you need help with emotional things. Sometimes you need help with just time, to have something taken off your plate to make room for something more enjoyable or something more intense. But intensity is in enthusiasm for life again. So you can add some more enthusiasm to your plate because something has been taken off, and the room for that intensity of action or emotion has been available to you, been given space for you. Does that make sense to everyone today? I hope so. It has not been too deep. But yeah. So thank you very much, everyone, and until next time, so many blessings.